Hello everybody, my name is RagingRaptor and I welcome you to a new World of Tanks preview. Today we are back in Zurich, hence this stylish headset. And obviously worse audio quality. I'm sorry for that, but I don't really want to let you wait those additional 3 to 4 days to give you the rundown of some new news. And today's problem child, or today's tank which gets some buffs, is the Kanonenjagdpanzer. Well, it's not really a buff, it's more or less a change. In the background, I have you to replace one of which being in a tier 10 game, one of which will be in a tier 8 top tier game. Trust me, if you endure my whole process and watch till the end, you will have a nice laugh because I'm a garbage player in this game. Anyway, I also want not only to talk about the new stats or the new thing the Kanonenjagdpanzer gets. Well, you already saw it in the video description. He will get a 105mm gun. Or well, this is what they are trying right now to, well, introduce the Kanonenjagdpanzer 105. Honestly though, in the game, which we'll see afterwards, I got the second mark of excellent with this tank. Why exactly? Because this tank, in the end, is a Rouge B Panzer, just with a, well, a little bit more potent gun. And, well, no turret at all. And obviously, much worse view range. This is why I play this little fella with binocular telescopes, because this is really important in my opinion to make this tank work. You have standing the camouflage of a light tank, and even a good one. If you're not standing still and shooting, for example, or shooting on an open field, you will light up like a Christmas tree. That's why in the replay right now you see that I'm playing around with this bush a lot. And I also do have to take a lot of snapshots. But well, let's have a look at what Wargaming wants to introduce to us. It is again a 105mm gun. The stats of the tank or the rest or the other stats of the tank will stay the same. 1200 hit points, 360 fuel range, top speed of 70 kilometers per hour, elevation angles of -8 plus 15. Just your gun will be a 268 penetration, 330 with heat, 390 damage, 408 with HE. Well, the con though is that you will get worse DPM. Right now this tank has 5.2 seconds reload time. Well, just give me a second. Well, obviously with my crew I have 5.2 seconds reload time. 5.2 seconds, excuse me, 60, 5.2 seconds times 240. This is a DPM of 2769. Well, with the new tank, obviously I have to say this is with a 100% crew with brothers in arms, with tank gun rammer, with vents. Also funny enough, you are target number 1 for everybody. I don't know why though, whatever. Ask the bad chat which just yelled into us. Well, with the new gun you will also have the, with 100% crew at least, but it looks like with no consumables and no what's it called? Tank gun rammer equipment. There we go. You will have a reload time of 11.1 seconds, which is not really that good. I guess that with the necessary modules and such, you will go down to 10 seconds reload time. So well, let's have a look how much the DPM will be with 10 seconds and a 390 damage gun. Well, you have 60 seconds divided to 10 seconds. 60 divided by 10 is 6 shots per minute, and 6 times 390 gives a DPM of 2340. Well, not really what you want to have if you asked me. You still had a better DPM with this gun, with the old 90mm gun. And one thing you should not forget, the old 90mm gun, or like the current gun, still has its hash. 102mm hash penetrating shells. Excellent for damaging scouts, guerrillas, and sometimes even bad shots, depending where you're hitting. Or still Fochs, AC MLE 40s, 48s. every lightly armored vehicle and most butt armors of tanks. So yeah, you will get a gun with worse DPM, longer reload time, less penetration on your HE, which is like the thing for the Kanonenjagdpanzer. Well, what is the problem? This is the problem. Again, you have worse DPM and the characteristics of this tank is not huge alpha damage. It's basically something like an E25. Just the problem is this tank has a huge bloom when it is driving or just moving slightly. Its aim time is not long, to be honest. It's around 1.62 seconds. At least this is what Wargaming is saying us. But we all know that when you're driving, it's much, much more. And this is just simply something hugely annoying. They should probably consider giving it the same penetration like the Tier 9 Ruse gun and giving it much better stabilization on the move or bloom in general, that your reticle is not like this, but rather like this when you're just moving slightly. Maybe even consider buffing its camouflage while shooting, because this is what this tank is doing. It's not a tank which is going to the front, which is like doing a whole lot of things. And I simply think if this tank gets a 105mm gun, it's simply a worse Stridswagen S1. Just with a Stridswagen S1, you simply have something which is called autobans against every single shell with 90mm of caliber and less. Oh, look at that! Kanonenjagdpanzer has a 90mm gun. Woo. I think you know what I want to say right now. I really, really don't like the approach Wargaming wants to take right here. I know that they like to give tanks more boom and more clip potential. We saw with the latest news with Stage 2, or rather Conway, and things like the Challenger and the Canavan. They all get a 280 damage gun or a 700 damage gun respective for the Conway. There will be changes, yes, but trust me, this tank doesn't rely on boom and zoom tactics. And we'll have afterwards a more or better look at the second gameplay. I also want to talk a little bit about this gameplay so you have a little bit of context how this tank works. And obviously I need to show you how good I'm at driving this tank. One thing I really want to show you though is that this tank, even though with 0.32 accuracy, is incredibly inaccurate. I sincerely don't understand why this tank is so inaccurate. Just let's have a quick look at the stats of this game, which will load right about now. It was an ace tanker, 2000 damage, 1800 spotting. As you can see, we were fourth most in damage, a lot of free kills and a lot of experience. Nevertheless, 25 shots, 13 hit, 10 pens. Well, what is the second gameplay showing us? The second gameplay will be on the map El Haluf, as far as I remember. I'm really not sure though. Yeah, I think it is El Haluf. And here we will even see more the big problem of this tank, which is its accuracy and aim time. And I sincerely think that this tank would be so much better if it gave it either less bloom, like again that the rectangle bar during movement is so big, or maybe give it much faster aim time plus accuracy. We are on the attacking side, so what do we do with a tanker sniping TT? We are definitely not going to camp on A0, B0. We are going to play a little bit more aggressive, trying to use our spotting, which, well, worked out pretty good so far. T-34-85 got a nice little side shot. Nevertheless, don't get me wrong, when this tank is standing still, it has a good camouflage. But here you can see you're aiming for quite a long time because you were in a slight movement and it takes ages to close and it's just simply too big. So again, wargaming. Right now, I don't really know what your soft stats are for the new 105mm gun. Maybe it's super accurate on the move. Maybe it has a really slow dispersion. Small dispersion. Maybe, but simply here again, we're aiming, and then we even bounce. 238mm penetration for you bouncing on a T25-2. Well, honestly, it's a bouncy turret, but yeah. Sure, I like the approach that you want to give it a bigger gun, or a more penetrateful gun. But again, this gun is fine. And this is also which I would like to offer or would like to know. Do you want to introduce, as a company, dear Roy Gaming, the ability for premium tanks to have more modules? Because honestly, I would find kind of sad if we would just simply remove the 90mm gun of the Kanonenjagdpanzer. But I would certainly welcome it if you would give us the opportunity to mount either one of those guns. So I would say this is the most or the fairest part to do it, because right now you could maybe many people which have this tank would say it's not the same anymore, I want a refund. And last time something like this happened was with the T26E4. Well, it got some armor nerfs. But here we go with accuracy. Well, 2 shots, well, hey, they actually hit. And later we are going to do again some more shots on the Uni. We are aiming, and we miss. 450 meters, yes, it's quite a range, but we miss again. Again, the aim circle is not that big, but simply the accuracy is just something to be decided on. Again, we only turned. At least we hit, but we needed to aim for so long. And now it's the full broadside or the full side of attack. We hit the tracks for 0 damage. And another one, I think this was a blind hit. I'm not sure, we will see afterwards if it goes up again. Yes, it actually was a blind hit. Another shot, another one going into the tracks because the aim time is just significantly too long. But again, wargaming, if you really consider giving this tank a 105mm gun, consider this. Give us the opportunity to still mount a 90mm gun. And again, for you as the super testers, I would say this tank works with this gun. But again, consider probably giving it the same treatment like the M56 Scorpion Tier 7 American tank destroyer. Give it a less dispersion on the move and hull traverse. That would be great, because then the aim time would be much less worrying. Still, when I have to say from all the tier 8 tank destroyers for the German 3, this tank is just simply lackluster. On tier 7 it would have been great, I already once did a video about that, telling Wargame that this tank would be a great tier 7 TD. But yeah, didn't happen, obviously. What this tank does though is, yeah, falling short. What do we have on tier 8? We have the Scorpion G, which is a magnificent tank destroyer. And we have the Jack Tiger 88. And what does the Jack Tiger 88 do? Well, it has armor. It has almost... Oh, it has 0.7 seconds faster reload time with the same amount of damage. Well, it has worse penetration, yes. It's more accurate. It has more base view range, which means you can mount optics on it and you won't have a big trouble with it. What does it also have? Well, armor, I probably already said it. It also gets some buffs. Oh, and preferential matchmaking. But well, guys, look what RagingRaptor is doing. He's such a good tank driver. And while you look at my helpless chat spam and at my demise, yes, this was my thoughts about the new, well, changes to the Kanonenjagdpanzer. It's 105mm gun. Let me know in the comment section below what you guys think about the changes, what you guys think about the video. I would be intrigued to know what you think about it, and well, as always, thanks for your attention. I hope you had fun with a turd like me flipping his tank. And yeah, I'll let you know what this game was in the end, and as always, thanks for watching. Bye bye.